Australian delegation, in addition to the cabinet ministers and senior officials of Honourable Prime Minister Albanese, also includes top CEOs of the Australian companies. This is Prime Minister Albanese's first official visit to India since assuming office in May last year, but his third official interaction with Prime Minister Modi. They have both met once in Tokyo last year on the sidelines of the Quad Summit, and more recently in Bali summit of the G20. Prime Minister Albanese's 3-day, 3-city visit to India underlines his enthusiasm and commitment to India-Australia ties. It is also the first annual summit between India and Australia at the level of the leaders. The summit mechanism itself was established as an outcome of the second virtual summit that was held in March last year. Prime Minister Albanese arrived in Ahmedabad on 8th of March, on the day of Holi, visited Sabarmati Ashram, then attended a Holi festivity-filled welcome reception at the residence of Honourable Governor of Gujarat, which was organised in his honour. In the evening, Prime Minister Albanese also attended an education event marking India-Australia cooperation in this field through ongoing discussions, in particular leading to the establishment of campus of Australian universities at the GIFT City in Gujarat. This particular event on 8th evening focused on establishment of campus of Deakin University of Australia in Gujarat. Next morning on 9th, Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi joined Prime Minister Albanese at the opening day of the 4th and final Border-Gavaskar Test match at Ahmedabad. Still ongoing, we are in day 2 of the Test match. Prime Minister Albanese thereafter left for Mumbai, where he had 3 principal engagements. The first one, India-Australia CEO Forum, that was held on 10th morning in Mumbai, which was addressed both by Commerce and Industry Minister Shri Piyush Goyal and Australian Trade Minister Don Farrell. In the afternoon of the 10th, Prime Minister Albanese visited the Western Naval Command headquarters in Mumbai, wherein the Indian defence industry at the Indian Naval Station, Kunjali, was showcased to him. Prime Minister Albanese was particularly appreciative of his visit to INS Vikrant. We are told the first foreign leader to do so since the first indigenously built aircraft carrier was commissioned last September. Today was the official program of the state visit. Began with the ceremonial reception at the forecourt at the Rashtrapati Bhavan, followed by a visit to Rajghat, which was then followed by the first India-Australia annual summit between Honourable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji and Prime Minister Albanese, during which they discussed the entire range of our bilateral relations, as also discussed issues of regional and global importance that are of mutual interest. Several bilateral documents, 4 of them to be specific, were exchanged. Prime Minister Modi also hosted a banquet lunch in honor of the visiting dignitary. Earlier during the day, prior to the commencement of official discussions, External Affairs Minister Dr. Jaishankar called on Prime Minister Albanese at his hotel. In a little while from now, Honourable Prime Minister of Australia would also be calling on the Honourable Rashtrapati ji this afternoon. In terms of brief highlights of discussions and the conversation that took place between the two leaders, as also the outcome documents that were exchanged, I would just very briefly summarize them in 5-6 key bullet points. First of all, both leaders assessed very clearly and noted with great satisfaction the strong all-round progress across the range of areas, including science and technology, strategic and security domain, renewable energy, partnership in critical minerals, trade and economic engagement, the full set of progress, comprehensive progress that the two countries have achieved since the relationship was upgraded to the comprehensive strategic partnership in 2020. Second, the intensity of political exchanges. As I mentioned, although this was the first annual summit between India and Australia at the level of the two prime ministers have already met since Prime Minister Albanese assumed charge in May last year 3 times. We have had in last year alone at least 18 ministerial level exchanges between the two countries and innumerable official level exchanges to pursue and progress various elements of bilateral cooperation. 3, economic exchanges. I would only list 4 or 5 of them which have been very significant achievements since the last year. One is the comprehensive economic the Economic Cooperation and Trade Agreement, which is ECTA, which is really expected to bring about significant changes to the nature and extent of our bilateral trade cooperation. Second is the ongoing discussions and negotiations on the Comprehensive Economic Cooperation Agreement, SECA. 3, significant progress in the discussions on Migration and Mobility Partnership Agreement. 4th, multiple ways, including in particular through ECTA, especially since its ratification in December last year, to advance our trade and investment partnership. And 5thly, the CEO Forum. As I mentioned to you that the meeting of the CEO Forum took place in Mumbai on the 9th morning, which was addressed by the 2 ministers.